Welcome back.
Warp drive active.
I am smiling because I've been traveling around and then I decided to record this. Ooh, look at that skull, baby. In my last video, I mentioned that I showed a rat ship from the while we were mining, and I was saying that the ship looked badass, and I'd love to have a ship with a skull on it. And one of my old court mates saw that video and gave me the ship, and I flipped my shit. Oh my god, it was so good that I wasn't on voice chat because I just flew around and flew around and flew around, and I flew around before I decided to start recording this, because every time I saw that skull, it was just like heaven, you know? So we're going to be talking about some things like Odyssey. But before we talk about Odyssey, there were two people that emailed me talking about traveling in high sec in a pod, and that they were on autopilot and they got potted. Now, for new people watching this, never use autopilot, particularly if you're in a pod, because anybody watching you can tell that you're using autopilot because of the way the ship approaches the gate. So if you need to get someplace, like you're going to pick up a ship or something like that, here's what I suggest. Always remember that CCP wants the game, including high sec, to be a dangerous place. So never let your guard down. So if you want to get someplace and not take a ship that you care about, what I do is, particularly if you're docked, like see on the screen here, there are several stations right here. Go to, like, say, let's pretend I'm undocking from Moon 3, okay? And I want to get to Jita. Go to Moon 9, where you have no ship in your pod. It's a straight shot, and every time you enter a station where you don't have a ship, the game gives you one, and then travel in that instead of a pod. So at least, if, like I said, I do not recommend autopilot, because for anyone that's willing to take that shot, they know that you're not paying attention. But that's one way that you can quickly get a ship, not use one of your own, and have, a bunch of ships all over the place. And then you can just destroy it on the other side if you don't want it showing on your interface. Okay. Speaking of those rookie ships, I'm one now. I have accumulated quite a few at my base. And I'm on my way to pick up the next ship. And when I said interface before, I meant the interface for your personal items, where you have that list of stuff. If you don't want a whole bunch of lists of ships that are just like rookie ships, you can just toss it. So anyway, on to Odyssey. June 4th is the launch date for the next expansion. Now, my thoughts. Having been in the game a little bit and have been burnt by being overly optimistic, I am neutral right now on what they announced. The scanning sounds good. The rebalancing of areas is concerning. In the video for PAX East making the announcement, they mentioned and reiterated that they want Eve to be a hard game, a challenging game, not an annoying game where there are things in the game like planet interaction that's just broken, that should be fixed and optimized. But that doesn't mean that the game can't be challenging. There's a difference between challenging and annoying. So, but they did want to reiterate that the game was not meant as solo play, where you have no interaction with anybody else. And this is one of the things that I try to tell new players. I linked in the video where you ganked or griefed to a guy that's just like raging because he got burnt in the game. And that's what sort of appealed to me. Not that I want to, jack anybody over, because that's not my personality. But in most online games, those kind of actions are protected. Scamming is protected. It's something that you can lose an account over in other games. Where it's in this game, as in real life, buyer beware. You make a bad deal, you get burnt. So that realism was what attracted me to the game, and the hardness of the game. I wanted a challenge. Now, because of previous expansions, I don't consider their expansions. I consider them large bug fixes, because usually nothing really new is added to the game, just a whole bunch of things are fixed in the game, if you understand what I'm saying. For example, the bounty hunting system. That was in the game previously. They added an expansion that was supposed to make it this kick-ass thing, and it's still broken. Another example, Wardex. That was in the system, in the game already. They were supposed to overhaul it in an expansion, and it's still broken. So, given that, when I hear about exploration, I'm not saying that this is a bad expansion, because they really haven't given much information about it, and they're going to appropriately talk more about it at FanFest, and I completely support their decision to do that, because that's their thing, and people are coming from across the world to attend this thing, so they should be rewarded with the deets on the expansion. So I have no gripe about that, but I do think that there's a lot of people that are saying that I'm hearing from, which are mostly in high sec. The high sec people are saying something to the effect, if you nerf high sec, I'm out, peace. The low null people are generally saying, oh good, things are going to be rebalanced because people shouldn't be making as much as they are in high sec. So, yeah, I'm curious. I'm not one to get, even though I'm female, and females are stereotyped for being over emotional. I'm not. I've been dealt too many situations in life where emotions would have made things worse. And it's something that my mother taught me as a child, real young age, to control your emotions. So I'm not, I'm not scared, and I'm not hyped up. I'm just like blah. I don't like to make decisions until I have facts. I have no facts, so, and that's what I suggest people do, is take the stance of you need more information. Now, from past experience, the things they hype don't necessarily come out the way that they thought they would. Incarna, the Incarna thing is a very good example of that. Although I love my little apartment thing, I never go in the station thing. The other hangar hub. I don't do that. I like scenery. I love my ships, but shoot me if and don't get me wrong, I'm not condemning those that like to do this, but there's no way I'm just gonna sit in the game and spin my ship. No. Even the guy in Eve at PAX said, you should be doing something in game, not sitting in the hangar spinning your shit, So I applaud them for wanting to get people into the game. I'm very interested in them continuing the story. I would really like to get more into the lore behind Eve, especially the Jovian people. Oh my God, I wish I could if I could just get my hands on a Jovian ship, even if it's a shuttle, I'd be like happy as big and shit because I love them. I don't know why I love them because I don't know much about them. They're very elusive as far as lore, as far as I know. But
Docking permission requested.
we've
Docking
arrived.
request accepted.
It took a while for me to be able to fly this ship. It took like 10 days for me to be able to, at least to be able to fly this. So I'm excited. Oh, you know what? I haven't been in Caldari space for a minute, so let's look at this. I made her waist way too small, but that ass is looking pretty fly. I at least fixed her butt and her thighs. I'm very pleased about that. So anyway, I like the blue. I'm digging the blue. I haven't seen a Caldari. Huh. I wish I could bring the blue with me, so to speak. I know I could just go in Mimitar space and somewhere along the way there's a Caldari station. I just wish, I don't know what I wish. I love this glass. That's badass. And look at my ship. I'm loving this. I do. They really did a good job on these. Even if you hate them, I think they did a good job. I really do. Oh yeah, let's look at this. I have brought some mods with me just in case it wasn't fitted. I left and I didn't even remember if it was fitted or not. Ooh, look at it. Oh, it took so long, like 10 days worth of skills before I could fly this. Ah, that's the fit. And I can use all the mods, so let's take it for a spin. I'm so excited. Oh, the person that sent me this, and you can see in the comments where he mentioned about the ship. So I didn't ask him if he wanted to be, you know, called out like with his in-game name, but there is in the comments you can see about him saying about the ship. But anyway, I need to figure out why my capacitor is not working. But anyway, he sent me this right when I was finishing Battle Cruisers 5 for the ship rebalancing for Odyssey. And then I had like another 10 days or so before I could fly this one. I forget what skill it was that I had not finished skilling. So yeah, it was painful. And I'm gonna be straight up, I didn't log in as much because what I really wish is, you see where my avatar is, and you see how the skill box is empty right now because I just finished skilling for this and I went to go pick it up, and I haven't put the Force Recon stuff in yet. But look at this ship. It really looks good. I don't like that little bar. It's got its good and its bad points, but when you have a long skill in there, every time I log in, I don't want to be reminded that it's taking a long time. It's like time stops on those long skills. So I would like the ability to be able to customize that to take the bar away, or, you know, I want to be able to customize that. Like in, for example, WoW, on those higher level, like towards the, like if the expansion goes to 85, 84 and 85 are just brutal, you know, and when they first came out, like 89 and 90 are probably brutally long. So I will remove the bar so it's a surprise when I go. But that bar does, you know, have its benefit to let you know, like right now I have no skills in the queue. So I totally get it. Look at that. Did you see that? Did you see the little the logo on the side? Ooh. Yeah, I'm into that now. So yeah, thank you for sending me this ship. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun in this ship. Oh my goodness, this thing is just so, I love it. It's like an upgraded Rifter. Awesome. See it? See it there? Oh, did you see that? The white line going down it? That is, and the shading on that was badass. You gotta admit it was badass. They did a really good job with the graphics in this game. The graphics never age. And that's something that most games can't say. They can't say that. So anyway, I am going to fly this, and thank you so much. It's cloaky, so it will help me in low sec. And to you new players, considering what I heard from CCP at PAX, you really might want to consider learning how to, defend yourself a bit, because Eve is meant to be a harsh environment. So don't know what changes are coming up, but you might want to prepare. And with that, I'm about to fly, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Docking permission